Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Libra. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Libras, please. All right, your person is showing up as the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy. They're also showing up as the Seven of Wands. They're viewing you as the Three of Pentacles, okay, very compatible. And the connection, we see the Tower. Ooh, this is going to be a major shift for you, Libra. This may be something that happens unexpectedly, or the person is not who you're imagining. And we see the Queen of Swords. So this person might have strong air in their chart, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Now, for some of my Libras, this could be an ex, although my intentions for these readings really, truly are that this is someone completely brand new. But maybe for one of you, this could be a past person that wants to work things out with you, and that might come as a shock and surprise. But for a lot of you, I just feel like this person is someone who's in alignment. Someone who might have that Libra, Gemini, Aquarius in their chart, somebody who's intellectual, somebody who's impeccably dressed, somebody who's elegant, the way they present themselves, so the way they speak to people, the way they carry themselves, the way they regulate themselves, somebody intelligent, somebody who's loyal, somebody who sees big picture. The High Priestess indicates Cancer, Pisces energy here, but this can also be somebody who's creative, somebody who's emotionally intelligent, somebody who's selfless, somebody who's very loving, somebody who may seem a little bit elusive at times as well. And you know, she can also be a secret admirer. But I also feel like this could be somebody that, although they might be very social, they're somebody here who really keeps to themselves. All right. And we see the Eight of Pentacles, somebody who's very hardworking, somebody who's dedicated. So that's with their career, their health journey, you know, their health and their wellness. This person might grow their own herbs or vegetables, or maybe they have like a little garden plot, or they, you know, value their garden. But the Eight of Pentacles also indicates this is somebody who is slow and steady. They don't necessarily love to rush into things. And it also indicates with the Three of Pentacles, this person may somehow already be around you, or you meet them through your community, through your friends, going out, a place you like to go back to. All right, and we see the Sun card, Leo energy. Oh, so they're also very bright, sunny, passionate, playful. They like attention. They get a lot of attention. But I love how she's out in her bathrobe banging this gong. This person, I feel, is elegant and confident no matter how they're dressed or whether they're put together or not. It's just an inner vibe that they give off. I also feel they don't necessarily care what other people think about them, although they're always presentable, if that makes sense. I also feel like you are what they've been waiting for, this Sun card, that they've manifested you in some way, or they feel that way. How you might be feeling the Empress energy in reverse. You might be worried about third-party energy. Some of my Libras, you might meet this person also at a time when you don't feel your personal best. So maybe you feel like, you're not where you like to be physically or mentally or emotionally. You may be dealing with a third party. But for a lot of you with the Tower and the Empress being you and Taurus, your major arcana, this is going to turn you upside down. All right, and the Knight of Swords energy in reverse, you might feel confused. You might even feel like you want to run away from this person. I'm seeing there's like a little video. I don't know if it's on TikTok or Instagram, where this woman comes out of the house and she's like in her bathrobe and curlers and with like a bunch of packages and boxes, and she's like, oh, who am I gonna see? Who am I gonna see? At this time of day, and then it like pans to all of these really, really hot guys, right? Like, oh, these are the plumbers coming to fix my mom's house. And it's like this hot troop of, firefighters. It's like, oh, my 72nd cousin who's like on a motorcycle shirtless. Like, it's just like all these really funny things. So I feel like for some of my Libras now, I know there's some gender there wrapped up in the example I gave you, but it's kind of this energy of like some of my Libras, like you might run into this person when you're like, oh my God, I'm not put together. I don't look my best. This is not how I normally leave the house. Or, I was just fixing a flat tire, or I've had a really bad day. Like, I can't believe I saw this person and like under these conditions. But I do think it's actually more comical than anything else. But, the other stuff may be very real. Like some of you may have a third party, or you're worried about third party, or it's just something that turns your world upside down. All right, so all kind of joking aside. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see who this person might be. All right, so casual. So again, this could be a friendship that evolves over time. Again, they could be somebody who's already around you. All right, it could be a coworker, it could be a friend of a friend, a neighbor, you name it. But again, this person isn't, this is somebody who takes their time before they get invested. All right, we see humor. Expect a lot of fun and light energy with this person. The laughter you share may very well bond you and alleviate stress. Yeah, okay. So again, this kind of comical energy, maybe about your first meeting or something like that. We see entrepreneur. This is someone who put their ideas to work for them. They may work hard, but they're investing in their future. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean they have their own business or they are an entrepreneur, but they work hard, they're investing in their future, and they have entrepreneurial ideas and instincts. Now we get this Leo energy coming through really strong. So they're positive, they're passionate, they're playful, they like attention, strength and resilience is their hallmark. And we also see Gemini energy. So there's that air energy we're picking up on. So symbolized by the twins, ruled by Mercury, they're the thinkers and communicators of the zodiac with many facets. All right. So with the Seven of Wands here, I do think this person is protective of what they've built. They're probably protective of the structure that they have in their life. This is somebody who I do feel like they're quite good looking and they're disciplined. That's the energy I get from this card. Somebody who's very disciplined here. So they work out, or they pay attention to what they put into their body. They have, they've got their work schedule. Even if they're an entrepreneur, they're a self-starter. They may do yoga and meditation. But yeah, I'm getting mostly a disciplined energy from this person. And this is also somebody who carries themselves really well. You're not going to have to worry about this person being volatile or like making a scene. This is the type of person who's nice to waiters and waitresses. They're calm even if, their food shows up burnt or late or something like that, but they're not a pushover. That type of energy. Which I feel like my Libras, you representing balance and caring a lot about perception, not in an egotistical way or anything like that, but you like things, you want to be somebody that you feel comfortable with, somebody who is responsible and somebody who's kind and somebody who takes care of themselves, right? And somebody who doesn't like flip out. All right. We see loving. So this person is very deeply loving. There's that Pisces energy, that Leo energy. You're going to be on their mind and in their heart, Libra. So this person's going to just, they only have eyes for you. And we see grandparent. Now, some of you, they could be a grandparent. For others of you, they may have been raised by a grandparent or they're very close to their grandparents. We see that they're an awesome cook. They value good food. That cooking could be their love language. They could cook for a living, or maybe they worked in the restaurant industry. And we see for some of you, they might wear braids. Now remember that these very specific messages, Libra, are not going to resonate with all of you, but they certainly will be confirmation for some of you, okay? And so just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right, what else do my Libras need to know about this person? What else do my Libras need to know about this person? All right, journey, energy in reverse. I feel like this person, I feel like they're around you. Like, I don't feel like there's distance. They could be your neighbor, or they're a friend, or there's somebody within your community. I don't think there's a lot of distance between the two of you. This person works a lot. Now, I kind of feel like some of you, this person works from home, but I do feel like this person takes their work very seriously. And this person may have, like, if they have their own business, they may have had like a difficult road to get there. Maybe they worked a lot of different jobs, or they had 2 jobs while they were building their business, or whatever. Even if they don't have their own business, I do feel like they really value that work and their stability, and they don't want anything to, mess that up. Okay. I do feel too, this person might be quite creative as well. And we see wealthy man. So although my readings are not meant to be gender specific, Libra, some of the cards that I use are. And with this wealthy man energy, I feel like, this person, regardless of their sex or their gender, they're somebody who has a lot to offer, and they know that. And I feel like they're very well put together. They look good. We see main male. Again, my readings aren't meant to be gender specific, but this is somebody who's ready to step up. This is somebody that doesn't have a problem, stepping up when necessary, but they are going to take their time to make that decision and to get there. And we see poverty. All right. So some of you, this person came from nothing. They know poverty. They know despair. And again, that's why they take their work and their stability very, very seriously, to defend what they've worked for. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we need to know here. What else do we need to know about this person? What else do my Libras need to know about this person, please? All right, they've been extremely hurt by a loved one in the past. So that could be betrayal, or it could just be, it could be with family, it could be friends, it could be a relationship, a partner. All right, they may have a severe allergy. That could be to food, or it could be to penicillin, it could be to bees, you name it. These are really specific messages, again, Libra, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And like I said, these are going to be confirmation messages. And they may be things that after you meet this person, you think back to the reading and you're like, oh yeah, okay, she did say that this person had a severe allergy. And here we are, they're saying I can't eat shellfish or something. Your paths will cross after you make some sort of final decision. So the decision here might be up to you, Libra, when they express their feelings, or when they say they want to see where this goes, or that they're interested. I feel like my Libras, I feel like the decision is going to be really yours here. But I'm also saying some of you might meet this person after you decide to do something kind of drastic. Now, it could be like a major haircut or overhaul of your looks. But it could be, switching jobs, or moving states, cities, or countries, ending a relationship. It does look like this person already knows who you are, Libra, and that tracks with the other messages that we've been getting here, that they're like in your community, possibly already around you, or they know who you are before you really know who they are. We see that this person may have a unique smile, which is going to really draw you in. And we see that this person spends their money quickly, but it does seem like this person does have money to spend. But I feel like, too, at the same time, they are responsible. They work very hard, and they don't want to drop back into poverty or into not having enough. Now, with the 3 of Pentacles, again, an energy of community or friendship here. We also see that you and this person, they're seeing you as very compatible. But we do see third-party energy, and you are showing up as the Empress in reverse. So this person might meet you while you're dealing with somebody else, or you're healing from another connection, or while you're dating and exploring your other options. All right, so let's see how else they're viewing my lovely Libras out there. So we see Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they're going to see that you're not like, it's not that you're not gung-ho about coming towards them, but that there may be something here that gives you pause. They definitely see you as very different than whom they're used to dealing with, or very different, than the rest. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse isn't necessarily somebody who doesn't give or doesn't ever take action. But like, 1, you're not jumping into action here. But 2, you do things your own way, right? Like, you're not the type of person to just take orders and, do what you're expected to do. And I think they do like that. We see the Queen of Cups. So some of you may have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in your chart. But I'm also seeing here with the Queen of Cups, they see you as very loving. I was hearing reliable, like reliably loving. Like they know that you're loving and you're comforting, you're passionate, you're creative, you're free-spirited, intuitive. I love that. And how you're going to be feeling the Nine of Wands in reverse. I do think you're going to want to drop those walls and those barriers that you have, because you are going to see like, this is something I really want. But it may take some time, right? There may be some initial hesitation. Now, some of my Libras, you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed and exhausted when you meet this person, or about making a choice, right? Because if there's anything we know about Libras, and I say this very lovingly, but when Libras are a little bit in their shadow, decision making can be a little bit difficult, right? It's that back and forth, oh shit, I've got to make this decision. I don't want to. Okay, so and that certainly can be a bit overwhelming. All right, so let's see what else this person really likes about you. What do they really like about you? What do they really admire about you? Okay, we see healer. So they see you having a passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So some of you do work in the healing arts or in medicine. They just might feel this energy around you. Again, very Queen of Cups energy. An ability to help transform pain into healing. So they see that you do that for other people, but they may also feel a sense of redemption here within this connection. Like you help them forget about how they've been extremely hurt by a loved one there in the past. That's because they trust you. And we see the Fool energy, Aries energy coming through. So fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Yeah, so they love that you fearlessly reveal emotions. They feel like you're funny. They feel like you're the type of persons that, when you're given lemons, you can make lemonade. And we also see the addict archetype coming through, so helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. For some of you, if this person has been in their workaholic era, they may feel like you're showing them that there's more to life than that, right? That like there's room for love, there's room for companionship. Again, you may also be very healthy, and I feel like they are as well. So you might really bond over that you two both quit smoking, or you both quit drinking, or, something along those lines, or you're both just committed to health and wellness. So we do see that the relationship is defined as the Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy, unexpected. It's also life-changing. This is a relationship that's going to transform your lives. All right, let's see what else Spirit has to say about this connection. What else does Spirit have to say? Growth with discernment. This connection evolves alongside clarity. Okay. We also see that to restore faith and connection. Yeah. This connection reopens your heart to trust, reminding you that meaningful bonds are still possible. All right. And when you least expect it, Tower energy, right? I love the confirmation. This connection appears without planning or searching. Alignment finds you when resistance softens. Yeah, and we see emotional safety. I do see that here with you too. This connection supports softness, trust, and nervous system ease. It deepens where you feel safe to be fully yourself. Okay? And growth-oriented. This person is committed to learning from experiences. They value evolution over protection. I'm sorry, over perfection, not protection. They value evolution over perfection. And that's a really nice energy to be in or to be with. All right, so let's see. Anything else my Libras need to know about this? Anything else my Libras need to know here, please? Falling in love, sudden feelings that this is the one. Beautiful. We see signs and clues. So you're going to get a lot of synchronicities before you meet this person, when this person is around, that can be repeating numbers or symbols. I also think there's probably going to be a lot of synchronicities between the two of you, you know, like same birthday, or this person has the same name as your father or your mother, you know, or your great grandmother or grandfather or something, or you both went to the same high school, or you're both from a town with the same name or something along those lines. And we see best friend. Yeah, so we get double confirmation here, Libra, that friendship is vital to your romance. Feelings deepen and blossom. And we see rekindling, an old flame returns. Now, of course, this could indicate that there's some type of reconciliation. I did get a little hint of that in the beginning of the reading, but like I said, it's probably for like one of you out there. This could be somebody that you used to know, somebody you grew up with, somebody you went to school with, somebody you knew 10 years ago you used to work with, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's an ex. But most of all, Libra, I think there's going to be a sense of familiarity here between you and this person, which usually for me as a reader indicates a past life soulmate connection. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know? Any important dates or times for my Libras? Try again a little later. There may be a little stop and a start here. Okay, it doesn't mean it's an ex, but it could be there's a stop and a start, or there has been a stop and a start. It seems to want to come through towards the end of the reading. It may be coming back as early as next week, and we see there have been delays. All right, Libras, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.